How you doing, amazing and beautiful people? Thanks a lot for joining me. My name is Rinesh and you're watching Self-Worth Journey. Right, today we're going to talk about, again, ask for help like I usually talk in my videos. Well, but this time we're going to talk on one point actually that I did mention in my previous video, that is losing control while asking for help. Right, today's video is going to be an interesting one because I have someone joining us. Well, he's a friend. He's someone that I look up to. He's a mentor. He's an awesome person. His name is Arun. So let's all welcome him into this video, right? But before that, it's not going to be an interview video. Well, it's going to be just throwing thoughts at each other, see where we can go with it, how deep, and our understanding on it. Well, I hope it helps you. So yes, without further ado, going to go ahead, welcome Arun into this video. All right. Hey Arun, thanks a lot for joining me. Before we kickstart the video, could you just give a bit of an intro on who you are, what do you do, and things like that? That'd be great.
Sure, Ranesh. Thank you, first of all, for having me. My name is Arun Drayraj. I'm founder of Hope Torch. It's an NGO dedicated to working with children and discovering the self-worth that's already within them. And I think the topics we're going to discuss today are close to my heart and something I hope all the kids we work with really embrace. So look forward to this discussion, and thanks again for having me.
Not a problem, not a problem, Arun. All right, so like I did mention at the intro of this video, we're going to talk on this one topic. Like you know, I talk on this topic called ask for help, but this time we're going to talk on this, we're going to pinpoint on losing control while asking for help. So according to you, is it important or is it necessary that we do lose control while asking for help? Just want to see what you think about that.
So it's an interesting question. The idea of control is something we think of as black and white. We think either we have control or we don't.
Right.
As you slowly start forming relationships, you realize in a really functional relationship, you're always relinquishing some control. And so when we ask for help, what we're really doing is asking someone to sort of form a partnership with us to resolve a situation, either by giving us advice or by helping us out actually getting something done. Depends on the kind of help we need. But asking for help is really forming that relationship with them and that partnership where we do have to relinquish some control so that that person who's helping us can now have a say in making sure that we succeed, we get out of the situation we're in, or we learn what we need to learn and move on. And so it's about any relationship is like that, where control has to be given freely. You're not losing it; you're sharing control.
All right. Oh, that's true. Actually, I didn't actually have that thought in mind. You're going to share that control with that other person that you are actually asking for help. So, hey, thanks a lot. I have this other question for you too. So,
Right.
what does it look for you to lose control while asking for help? What does it look like?
So this, I think, is something that many of us have seen in different forms, right? And I'd love to hear, after I share some of my experiences, I'd love to hear what your experiences are in this.
Oh yeah, sure.
When someone loses control, like for example, when someone asks for help, when we ask for help, we tend
Hmm.
to, first instinct is you just give me what I need and I'll use it. Like
Right.
we're looking to take that help.
All right. Yep.
And what I've noticed, especially when I was starting my NGO, for example, it was easy to set up a board of directors where they would just let me, give me advice and let me do whatever I want with it. Everything happened on my time frame, on my opinions, and they were just there to just give advice as needed. But that's not the
Right.
best kind of board. And in fact, I'm blessed to have people on my board who don't want to just do that. They want to actually share the responsibility of making sure Hope Torch succeeds. And that's what we really want.
Right.
When you're looking for help, to really get the help we need to share that responsibility of making sure something succeeds. And so
Right.
I think that was a learning experience for me. The first year in Hope Torch, it didn't even take off. I had all this advice, I had people telling me what to do, but it really, nothing happened. And finally, somebody
Okay.
came and said, look, Arun, you really need to take a step back, reevaluate, see where your skills can be applied and where other people's skills can be applied, and find that balance where finally the kids get served. And that's the objective that I
Right.
was trying to reach. So it was a learning experience for me where I had to actually let go of um, certain aspects of what I was trying to do and share that responsibility.
All right.
So in the same way,
Oh
Ranesh,
yeah.
I'd love to hear
Uh-huh.
if you've had a similar experience or
Oh yeah. Sure. It's an honor for me to go ahead and tell you what. Well, what happened is, well, this is one instance where someone came and asked me for financial help. Well, one, because he was losing money, he didn't know where it was going, what was happening with it, and he was in this mess. He was in this rut of always getting his salary, and by the end of the month, kind of lost all of it and no savings whatsoever. So I had to literally, well, he kind of initiated the whole talk. So before even I gave my help, I had to let him know what I'm going to ask him, and is he going to be vulnerable with these informations that I'm going to ask him too. So
right,
some of the things that I asked him was, hey, where are you spending? Okay, how much are you getting first? So it took him a while just to open up with all these answers. So he kind of opened up with how much is his salary. Then I asked him to break down all of his spending. Where is he spending the money?
right,
So is he eating a lot outside? Or is he going outside to watch a lot of movie? And finally we trickled down, he had a lot of loans. He had a home loan, but after that he had this whole thing where he wanted to enjoy too, in the midst of all this, where he wanted to watch movies, and every week he went for a movie, and that almost costed him like 450 to 500 rupees per week.
right,
So we had to cut down all of this, and he had this habit of going outside and having food. So, and then it really helped him out. I saw him being open with him, but at the end of the day, he kind of lost that control, where he could actually tell me all of this information. And I do watch this reality show. I did mention it in the video that I did talk about, where this whole losing control thing. It's
yeah,
this reality show called Restaurants Impossible, where restaurants are actually
okay,
falling at the breach of closing down, and they call this one person to bring it back up to life.
hmm,
So it's a very tough it's a very tough reality show to even watch. I would be at the edge of my seat thinking what's going to happen, what are the questions this he's going to shoot.
right,
So
right,
one of it is just opening up the restaurant's kitchen, and he goes in and he sees the mess that is in the kitchen, and then he says, okay, I want to see how this whole service runs. So he's just in the table waiting for everyone to show how they serve. A very wonderful place for a restaurant to be that open. But I think it's really important for us to be open to lose that control and let it be with that other person. So at the
right,
end of the day, I'm sure it's going to be a great help for someone who is actually asking for help.
yeah.
Yep.
Actually, what you mentioned was an interesting point. I think the restaurant actually, because the idea of them coming in and rescuing a failing business. Um,
Right.
in the NGO that I work with, we have this concept of how to ask for help, or at least how to provide help. And there's two contrasting ways of providing help. One is where we rescue somebody. They're in dire need of help. They've gotten to the point where they're willing to explore that, and we come in to rescue. Right. So control is shared, but it's for that moment of rescue. The other way of doing it, which is what I would look at as more of a negative approach to help, is replacing that person, where they're just handing over full control and saying, "Here, you take over and do it." That's also not correct. So when we're saying
Yeah.
control, it's a shared responsibility. It's not about me holding all the control and you do whatever I need, what I think I need for you to help me. It's not that. It's
Right.
also not here. You take full control, and my hands are, I'm washing my hands of the whole thing.
Right.
It's a shared responsibility, and the idea of rescuing someone is really what help is about. Um, and
Exactly.
replacing them is just, it's undermining their own self worth. That they're in a
Very true.
situation that they shouldn't be in, and so yeah, those are my that's an interesting point. Like you said, the guy who's saving the restaurants, he's rescuing them. He's not replacing
Right.
them.
Exactly. Very true.
Yeah,
Right. Thanks a lot. I think so. We actually kind of touch based on some of the important. I think so where people actually hold themselves from asking help because they know these questions are going to come their way. Because of
right.
that, they kind of hold themselves and hey, you know what? I think it's too much of a hassle. I can't take this anymore, because
Exactly.
I've opened up to so many people. I don't want to do that with another person. But hey,
Right.
who knows that other person is the actual person who might help you. You might never know that, I think so, in this whole process of asking help. So
Absolutely.
I just wish this whole video is going to help someone. I'm sure a lot of people are watching this video. I hope it's going to benefit them. Hey Arun, thanks a lot for joining me.
My
It's been
pleasure.
a learning process for me too, and I'm hoping we can make more of these videos. And guys, if you do not know what Arun is up to, well, like he said, he works for Hope Torch, but the whole motive behind it is that he helps kids to discover self-worth one step at a time. It's a whole different video that we can make. I don't know, we got to go back and see if it is a
Maybe. Why
possibility,
not?
but again, I know. But thanks a lot, Arun.
Hey, thanks,
Amazing
Ranesh.
having you
Thank
on
you
this
for
channel.
having me. It's
Not a
been a
problem.
pleasure, and I just love
Pleasure.
having these discussions with you. So,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right, thanks a lot.
All right.
See you on the other
See
video.
you.
Right. Bye
Bye,
bye.
everyone.
Yep. Bye bye.